The moment I stepped through the garage door at 3:47 p.m. on the day I retired, the empty slip where Blue Mercy had lived for 23 years hit me like a gut punch from a stranger I used to call my best friend. The concrete still held the ghost of her hull, a darker rectangle of oil-stained memory, and the tie-down straps lay coiled on the floor like shed snakeskin. My knees buckled. I had to grab the workbench to keep from folding right there among the half-empty cans of varnish and the smell of old teak. 35 years on the force, 2 bullets in the vest, 1 in the thigh, and the worst wound came from the woman who swore she'd never hurt me. I knew before I dialed the marina. I knew the way you know the phone's about to ring with bad news. "Yeah, Captain Tom," old Pete said, voice cracking with pity. "Your missus came by at noon, cash in hand, title signed over to some guy in a linen suit. Said it was a retirement surprise." A surprise. 30 grand gone in 4 hours. The boat I'd rebuilt plank by plank after the divorce from my first wife, the one I'd promised our kids they'd inherit, the one I'd planned to sail to the dry Tortugas the minute the pension check cleared. Gone. I drove home on autopilot, the city blurring past like a movie I'd already seen the ending of. Sarah was supposed to be at the salon getting her nails done for our celebration dinner. That's what she told me that morning, kissing my cheek with lips that tasted like coffee and lies. "Wear the blue shirt, handsome. We're toasting 35 years of you keeping the world safe." I'd grinned like an idiot, believing her the way I used to believe the sun would rise. The house was too quiet. Her suitcase, the big red one we'd bought in Naples, was missing from the hall closet. A single post-it fluttered on the fridge. "Gone for the weekend with the girls, spa retreat, my treat to myself. Love you. Back Sunday. Don't wait up." The handwriting was hers, but the loops were too perfect, like she'd practiced calm. My chest caved in. I tore through her dresser, her nightstand, the tampon box where she had birthday cash. Nothing. Then I opened the joint account on my phone and watched the balance drop from $42,000 to $912 in a single swipe. The memo line read, "Serenity Shores Resort Deluxe Couples Package." Couples. I don't remember dialing the resort. I just remember the concierge's syrupy voice confirming, "Mrs. Sarah Brennan and guest had checked in 40 minutes ago." Guest. Not girls. Not spa retreat. Guest. The word ricocheted inside my skull until I tasted metal. I drove to the marina again, not sure why, maybe to sit in the empty slip and let the salt air burn the truth out of me. Pete met me at the gate, eyes red. "Tom, I tried to stall her. She said you'd signed the power of attorney last month for the house refinance." "I didn't know. I never signed anything," I croaked. My voice sounded like it belonged to someone drowning. He handed me a crumpled receipt. At the bottom, my forged signature looped in Sarah's practiced hand. She'd watched me sign mortgage papers 100 times. She knew every curl of my T, every slash of my J. The betrayal wasn't just the boat. It was the intimacy of the theft. How she'd studied me, catalogued me, then used it to gut me on the day I hung up my badge. I sat on the dock until the stars came out, legs dangling over black water that used to rock Blue Mercy to sleep. I kept replaying our life in clips. Sarah laughing on the bow in a red bikini the first summer we dated, her hair whipping like a pirate flag. Sarah crying in the hospital when the surgeon said the bullet missed my femoral by a centimeter. Sarah whispering "I do" under the oak at the county courthouse because we couldn't afford a church. Where had that woman gone? Or had she always been acting, and I'd just been too busy being the hero to notice the script? My phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. "Having the time of our lives, Captain. Wish you were here to see the sunset from the infinity pool." Attached was a photo. Sarah in a white robe, arms around a man half my age, both of them glowing with the kind of happiness that costs 30 grand and a stolen boat to buy. His hand rested on the small of her back like it belonged there. I zoomed in until the pixels blurred. The kid couldn't have been more than 32, tan, smug, the kind of smile you see on cologne ads. I wanted to hate him, but the truth was colder. I hated that he got the version of Sarah who still believed in sunsets.